What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Shelty. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Isis. His name is OdinKing. There are no kings of Odin today. This is divine intervention, even though we do see for some reason the Champions League icon still showing up there. Let me fix that one right underneath. I did not notice that. That's fixed now. Happy days. What is divine intervention? This is the second series thus far. I'm going to try and keep count of every series I cast. Bam! I'm going to try and do them in order. Sometimes it's impossible, but we'll see how we go. We got OdinKing in the top left of the map playing Isis. He is an Odin master. He's the king of Odin, but in this tournament, you don't get to play your main god because it is a random matchup tournament, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how things are going to go here as OdinKing does find himself spawning in on a water map. Very, very exciting as the Pharaoh does find himself the Pandora's box here. Very, very exciting there. Meanwhile, Shelty on the other side has dropped this dock onto this position here. Both players on the same side of the center water here to kick the game off. And we do see Shelty. He's going to move up to the top right-hand corner of the map. This is very, very important. Obviously, Shelty's been playing a little bit of the what's it called? Of the mega random map, and I'm saying this as he's actually ending up moving back to his home base, whereas OdinKing has spotted this. Now, I didn't check this out beforehand, but it is very important to do this because there is a possibility for every single water map for there to be side water as well as the center water. That might not spawn, and we do see that Shelty does indeed see this, and he's going to be ready to start kicking that boom into overdrive to turn on the resources here. A house is going to be coming down, and Shelty will definitely drop a dock over here. Now, OdinKing's got some options. With one water spot being over here, that guarantees that there's going to be a watering spot over here as well, which indeed is there. So lots of excitement here in terms of strategy, because these sort of situations, it's like you have to think about what you need to do later in the game than otherwise. Because, like, say you spawn in on Anatolia or Midgard, you already know that there's going to be tons of fish to kick the game off. So you know what sort of a build to kick off with yourself there. Whereas on competitive mega random, you find out a little bit later. You got to make a decision a little bit later. Let's see what OdinKing's doing. He's only got 3 villages on wood. He's already got 5 villages on gold at the moment. He's thrown up double docks on the same pond here, ladies and gentlemen, but he has sent a villager over here to drop a dock up on this position here, and I don't see a temple down just yet for OdinKing, but his Pharaoh's still on this wood camp here. We'll see, all this lumber camp. We'll see what he's going to go for, and if he does go for a big boom, both players on this right side of the water, both players not scouting the rest of the map just yet. It's kind of half scouted completely here. So things are going to be very, very strange here moving forward in this game. For example, being able to boom a little bit in the classical age generally isn't an option in these sorts of matchups. You have to kind of commit to booming, whereas here you can move over to the bottom side of the map and you can start dropping a dock down, getting more fishing ships up instead of just going full military or full tech or full economy. You can just get a couple out and you can do a little bit of everything here to give yourself some sort of an advantage. So we'll see how it's all going to go on. OdinKing actually struggling quite severely with his early game here, as Shelty, he is motoring ahead. He's getting out another Ulfsuck. I love this decision here. This is going to be something that Norse players, especially on the water maps, are going to need to do, and that's get yourself out a second Ulfsuck. Why? To scout the rest of the map out. With competitive mega random, you just don't know what's on the map. You don't know what to expect. You don't know how to function, how to be successful, and we will see Shelty going up through Forseti, 4 minutes and 8 seconds, only 11 fishing ships, so very, very far behind the 8 ball on that one, but he is pumping fishing ships out onto this location as OdinKing is doing the same. He's already got 2 docks up over here. He's making sure he's nice and safe. It's going to be a very, very late advance time for OdinKing, but sometimes it doesn't matter that much how late you advance with the with the Egyptian civilization on water maps, because you can just pump docks out and you're completely fine. Whereas everyone else, you kind of need to get that earlier advance time to ensure you can defend whatever's coming your way. As the fishing ships here might scout this OdinKing dock coming up, and the Herser can start coming in and denying this to some degree. It looks like the villager might be able to get this one up, though the Herser could get a little bit of damage done here, and OdinKing not paying attention, not alt-essing that village up, retreating away. Bastard, they got a choice here for OdinKing as well, as he does finally start paying attention, but that might mean this villager will go down here now that Shelty has gotten to the next age. Another Herser coming through, and that's one dead villager there, as a dock coming up on this left side of the map, ready to start pumping fishing ships out over there as well. Another dock going to come up over here, and Shelty knows that this center water, not that important, though OdinKing, he can start putting some fishing ships out over here as well, as the initial longboats starting to come through. Very easy to defend against the Norse longboats here. Why? Because the docks, they can hit the longboats no matter what. The docks have got a 5.5 track rating. For some reason, it's 5.5. It could have been 5, but they made it 5.5 just to punish the Loki players here for whatever reason. As OdinKing not paying attention, not garrisoning the fishing ship, loses 2 there. It's really, really bad here for OdinKing. He can send one fishing ship forward into this dock, one fishing ship into the next dock, and kind of get everything sorted out there, as we see more fishing ships coming out over here. The Herser coming through to take this location down, and Shelty is going to start being able to take out this dock really, really nicely here as well, and potentially even clean up this left side of the map, as OdinKing has to figure out what to do next. He's got a lot of villagers on wood on this location. A handful over here as well. Walls coming up around his main base over here as more villagers are popping out. We do see a house coming up as Shelty is trying to control the left side of this map. He realizes there's no docks down here for OdinKing in the slightest, as a cabinet has popped out here. One kind of trapped on this location, as well as the Herser are mounting on this position to take out all the docks here. This is such a huge advantage for Shelty at this point. Whereas the longboats coming through over here, we do see some fishing ships getting built by OdinKing in the center of the map. This is going to be a big help for his food economy here. But Shelty, even after producing all of these Herser at this point, he is in a fantastic position. Great micro here from Shelty as well. He's obviously got the advantage, also using the troll to help out here as well, to take out those cabinets, doing a nice job where that's concerned, as the more docks going to be falling here as well. And this cabinet falls, and this position here has gone very firmly the wayside of Shelty. Mr. Max Train himself, as a priest coming over here trying to say good day and potentially wanted to take out that troll there, might actually end up going down to the Herser of Shelty. Shelty now has the food to go heroic age as well. Does he have himself per scene just yet? Answer is not just yet, but he can get it at any point now, which is going to give him a significant boost to his food income. He doesn't have an armory up either, but it is, no, that's a longhouse there. I don't see an armory up anywhere on the map just yet, but there it is coming down as a Valkyrie spawn coming through. No armory in the main base for OdinKing. There it comes up, as he is obviously wanting to go heroic age. Ancestors Eclipse is always going to be a strong god power, even against Loki, especially if you can get some axemen out to boot. But one thing that Shelty actually needs now is he needs to start clocking in to that 300 wood that he needs for Hall of Thanes. He's gone 4 cities, so Hall of Thanes is going to be a big, big help for his Herser. He needs to start thinking about town centers, heroic age, mythic age. He's going up to the heroic age right now. He's gone through Bragi. He does have the option of going through Njord here. Idea being that the Walking Woods can clean up these docks really, really easily. The Kraken can come through and clean up those fishing ships and any other sort of defense, and clean up even more of OdinKing's economy here. But Shelty just thinking, you know what? Flaming weapons is going to be enough of an advantage in this game. I don't need to have the extra assistance where that's concerned. As Shaft Mine is coming through, and OdinKing here now throwing down some barracks. Hall of Thanes on the way. Hand axe, pickaxe very late for Shelty as well in this situation, but it's completely fine because he's got enough value from his army here for sure. As the Sphinx coming through, Hall of Thanes are very slow technology to research, but the Herser are in hot pursuit here as well, as the Sphinx going to be pulling back. And meanwhile, we do see a cheeky villager over here, but Shelty is already on this one, it seems, as the Ulfsark comes through, and we'll put a stop to that one. One way to play around this would just be wall and wall over here from Shelty as well, just to completely lock this position out for any sort of villager shenanigans, as well as the top side here. Wall this one off would not go astray either. Just 2 walls there. One thing that definitely players forget is that one wall protects you from from so much. One villager sneaking onto your side of the map can mean the difference between 0 seconds of pain and a world of pain, as OdinKing does click himself prosperity. He's already 60% through Nev these series. On that next gold mine over here, he's planning to throw up a Migdol stronghold over here, but he doesn't have any favor just yet. Where are the monuments? It's clicked up, but he has not started it, ladies and gentlemen. He's completely forgot about it as the army of Shelty is moving forward, going straight for the main base of OdinKing here. Does he have a market up? Yes, he does. It's coming through, and he wants to get a town center as well. Obviously, rushing to the Mythic Age here is going to be absolutely huge. Do we have Persine? Yes, we do. Still no Salt Amphora, though. As that's such a vital upgrade to get early on. Because, yes, Shelty is floating 1,000 food right now, but floating 1,500 food and selling that pays off the Salt Amphora basically immediately. You can trade that food off. The first player to sell food is always going to be the one who finds themselves in the advantage of on these water maps, because you just have so much more food than otherwise. As Shelty moving around, we do see a town center coming up here. The good thing for OdinKing here is that he doesn't necessarily need the Migdol stronghold. Going for Spearman Axeman to deal with this Norse army is very, very standard, as this Axeman is a little bit confused about what reality he's actually in. He's kind of he's just having some fun here on the side. I'm not sure what's going on there. We do see a cheeky Ulfsark coming through onto this position, saying get out of the villages, but is getting shanked down there. And in all honesty here, Hell coming through for Shelty, OdinKing's not in that bad of a position after all said and done. Yes, Shelty's got access to more fish, but the fishing ship differential here, it's actually not that big, as Flaming Weapon's going to get thrown down. Ancestors Eclipse coming through as a defense, but Shelty, he's got the Hearser out. So long as he can get them queued up onto those minions, he should be completely fine here. But the Axeman is continuing to come through, cleaning up these units. A couple of very, very low HP Hearser, the Pharaoh and Priest, getting a lot of free damage done here, ladies and gentlemen, as OdinKing's also got a ton of resources in the bank to potentially go Mythic Age or anything else here as well, as the Hearser come in, chasing down those priests, and the Pharaoh gonna have to retreat back. The Ancestors Eclipse has been taken out here, and OdinKing in a little bit of a problem here. He needs more barracks. He needs some defense on this position as a Mountain Giant comes in. That's absolutely huge here to help take out this position. We do see some mercenaries starting to come out as a defensive resource here. The Hearser in hot pursuit of the Pharaoh and the Priest, but a nice garrison there from OdinKing jumping into the town center as these raiding cavalry getting cleaned up a little bit. The Flaming Weapon's just about to expire here as well, as the Priest and Pharaoh need to take that Mountain Giant out. Shelty at this point, 97 population. He's about to hit the Mythic Age. He's got 100 favor in the bank to spam Fire Giants out. A Nidhogg going to spawn onto this gold mine. You can almost guarantee it here. There it is. Not enough priests out just yet. Not enough gold in the bank here. Osiris is 50% of the way through. Very, very useful unit to take out these Nidhoggs is that Son of Osiris. But the Pharaoh's only at 36 HP. Needs to get healed back up here, as the Nidhogg now going to be retreating away. We do see the Iron here pulling up to get a little bit more damage done, as the villagers have rotated onto this position over here as well. Rampage now clicked through for Shelty on this back temple. This is going to allow those Fire Giants to just go boom, 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 boom out of that temple as the Nidhogg retreats away, and OdinKing will be smartly healing that Pharaoh back up. It comes up very, very quickly. I think it's like 7.5 HP a second or something, so very quick to get that one up. The problem here for OdinKing is that this location here, you can build docks and you can start pumping ballister ships out on, and we'll see if that's going to be a problem or not here, as the Son of Osiris does get converted there. The units will have to retreat back. The other thing that Shelty hasn't done just yet, which he is kind of missing here, is the hill fort. What is good about a hill fort? Ballister. What is Ballister good for? Picking off Son of Osiris and making this army very, very useful here. But no hill fort just yet means problems are plenty, in all honesty. So let's see how things are going to go as the mummy does come through. Does take out one fire giant, but another fire giant. There's plenty here as the Nidhogg does push forward. Those priests with funeral rites just about to come through. Going to do tons of damage to this Nidhogg, as it will very quickly go down after that funeral rites is finished there. Boom, 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 boom. Nidhogg almost cleaned up. 200 HP remaining. Does pull away there. 100 HP, 74 HP, 30 HP dead, as that one does end up going down. The Son of Osiris can pop out over here and start cleaning up those fire giants as well, but he does have to be careful. He does have the ability to sit right on top of that town center and be completely fine, though, as Shelty does have to retreat back. We do see some Ulfsarks popping up over here for Shelty to get himself another town center. There's plenty of gold mines on this map, so no worry about needing to start a trade route just yet for either player. But I love this play up here from Shelty, sending the Hearser up here. You can build longhouses. You can control that corner of the map as well, and set up there to control the rest of this game. As the fire giants coming over here, fire giants are incredibly good at dealing with those cabinets, dealing 30 damage per second. For some reason, I'm not sure if it's a bug or if it was an intentional part of the fire giant, but the fire giant deal double the damage that is listed here in the DPS for whatever reason. So they're able to take those buildings out very easily. It's 10 crush, 30 damage there, but it looks like OdinKing has managed to push Shelty back for the time being. OdinKing with very little resources in the bank, but his economy is really, really pumping right now. He's still got the 19 fishing ships. He's still got 46 villages, which is exactly equal to Shelty in this position, and Shelty has got to be remembering in the back of his mind that OdinKing, he's actually a really strong player. Even though he's not on Odin, any player can kind of pilot a god if they get into the right position. They all kind of know how to play these late games at a high level. The problem here for OdinKing is he is allowing this town center to go to the wayside of Shelty for free here. Heavy Axemen coming through though for OdinKing. Walls coming up on the side over here as well. Going to start pushing this town center down the bottom, as we do see some units making their way up to the top side of the map. The town center is now at 1800 HP here, as OdinKing has sniffed this one out, ladies and gentlemen, to some degree. Will he get there in time, though, is the big question, and the answer seems to me to be a big yes, as we do see some villagers sneaking down to the bottom corner here. Getting some hammer ships down here to take out these fishing ships would not go astray here in the slightest. Villagers coming through, shanking this one down. Hearser retreating back. Shelty's got to be kicking himself for maybe not putting up a hill fort or something here instead. Would have been a much nicer way to go. But we do see some units coming over here as a dock has snuck up on this position. The cabinets are going to get taken down very quickly. OdinKing starting to be very annoying in this game, but he's secured his town center. He is in a 3 versus 3 town center position. And we're going to be moving in to the late game here, ladies and gentlemen, as the dock gets cleaned up. Shelty doesn't want any of this to happen, but still no walls really set up here for Shelty. Is playing this game as if Norse has got no access to walls, which, I mean, sometimes it feels like that's actually the case, but you got to remember that walls are probably the most important building to get used to creating throughout the game. And what a raid coming through here, though, for Shelty, as OdinKing not really paying attention. He does pull away, though. Now 3 town centers, it's not going to be that big of a deal, especially if OdinKing starts a trade route, but his army is out of position for the time being. The Axeman, Son of Osiris up here, not over here to defend this one. We do see the Priest coming through to take out that Fire Giant, but Priest only good at dealing with myth units here. This is not that big of a myth unit army. It's mostly raiding cavalry. So Shelty might be able to find a very nice victory here. He's also just about to get Iron Shields out as the Fire Giant does fall there as well. Another option here is we do see a hill fort coming up. Would have been a temple in this corner, especially with Rampage, to pop out a bunch of Mountain Giants to just clean up the other town center as well, but not happening, and Shelty has found himself a solid advantage here in this game. He does have to retreat away from those Axemen for the time being, but now he's got himself champion Raiders pushing back over on this side. We do see the catapult getting taken down as some Axemen going down over here as well. Meanwhile, the villagers getting cleaned up as well on this position. The camel caravans popping through as well for OdinKing to just get started, and he will be able to get this town center back up and continue to stay alive. But every little bit of damage here that Shelty is doing is getting himself further and further ahead. Look at the resources in the bank for Shelty right now. Look at the upgrades. He needs to be spending these resources because this is where the advantage seriously comes from, is getting yourself to either fully upgraded armory or getting yourself into a position where you've got walls, towers, baluster up, because obviously balusters aren't affected by those armory upgrades. So if you rush that, that can work as well, as Shelty spots the Son of Osiris out in the middle of nowhere, and he says, I'm going to come in, I'm going to get a little bit of damage done onto this Son of Osiris, maybe even finish it off here, as it's getting very, very low on the HP. Great retreat here from OdinKing to keep him alive, but getting caught out of position there, that's got to hurt, down to 42 HP after all is said and done. Meanwhile, the Fire Giants rushing in onto this position to take out this Migdol stronghold. Shelty is controlling the pace of this game so well here. He hasn't been touched in terms of economy, with the exception of maybe a little bit of harassment on this water down the bottom, but Shelty doesn't care about that anymore. He's getting himself irrigation. He's going to be able to start farms. No problems. He's also got all of the top side there, fish-wise, in this game. As OdinKing moving forward onto this position, the Son of Osiris and the Priest are able to take down those Fire Giants very, very quickly, but the Son of Osiris has been targeted, 20 HP, 11 HP, and down, ladies and gentlemen. Tango down, as they say. The cavalry might have to retreat back here, but those Priests still going to be very good at dealing with those Fire Giants. If OdinKing can get his economy going here, he is getting New Kingdom, which is really, really smart to deal with these Fire Giants. 2 pharaohs better than 1, plus funeral rites in means those pharaohs do incredible amounts of damage to the Fire Giants. It's a really, really nice way to defend against them. But more importantly here for OdinKing is to slow these bad fights down and get himself upgrades, because he's behind on the economy by a significant margin here, and the tech as well, and he's only going to get further and further behind. So every fight here that Shelty is taking is a very big bonus here for Shelty, as we'll see how things are going to go. But he's only got like 80 villagers here. He's not at full population. He needs so many more military buildings here at this point. In classic Shelty fashion, he's got the bare minimum military buildings out. And one of the really, really big weaknesses of Norse is that you want to be building cavalry, and mass cavalry is great and all, but if you're building that, you can't get more military buildings down. So you do need to ensure that you're getting yourself those extra infantry units out to just continue to pump buildings down. Bam, 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 bam. Get yourself up to 20, 30 military buildings so that you can spam these raiders out as fast as humanly possible. As the army of Shelty does pull back, Iron Mail now coming in, Carpenters, Flood Control, Coinage as well, as no market set up just yet in the corner, but obviously this market is decent and he can set up that market in the corner a little bit later here. No real problems, as the Spearmen still taking these fights. They're not trading awfully here at 46% armor, 77 HP, 8.4 damage per second, plus the 25%, 10% bonus damage they get versus cavalry. But these cavalry at 152 HP, they're scary, man. You got to get the upgrades in, as OdinKing retreating back, and he says he is too far behind in this game. Arguably so, but Shelty claiming that first game in very, very commanding fashion here. OdinKing almost made it work. There was a point here where I think he got raided, and that was where things got ouchy. I think if OdinKing had started the trade route a little bit earlier and just got that going, walled himself up a little bit better so he gets the warnings on the raid a little bit earlier, and when he's out of position, it's not so big of a problem, he probably could have held on here. The thing that I think that potentially OdinKing could have tried here as well, which would have been really, really nasty, is just get himself naval auxiliaries, get himself out the ballister ship. And then this town center here becomes very, very tough to kill. Shelty was really greedy in this game, in my opinion, by not going for Njord and not going for Tyr here. Not getting access to the Jormungandr or the Kraken means that he doesn't have an easy time with holding these water positions. And OdinKing could have just easily cleaned this dock up with a handful of ballister ships, taken this town center out, and then what here for Shelty, but not realizing that that's the case here on this map. Like, I like to think about this as you got to be considering ballister ship in every single situation. The problem with Age of Mythology in a way is that we've played on the same maps for so long that people go, the only time my brain clicks into gear whether or not to build a ballister ship to take out a town center is on Mediterranean, Midgard, maybe not even Midgard, but Midgard, Watering Hole, and Marsh. Those are the only maps. But sometimes you see a map like, I don't know, maybe Savannah, where it could be possible. And that is obviously the case here on competitive Mega Random. So you've got to be keeping that in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, while you're playing in these tournament games on competitive Mega Random. Anyways, a fantastic start to the series here. It is best of 5, so we'll get into the next game really quickly. If you're enjoying, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.